Some connections aren't forgotten, they're buried alive. You erased me, but my silence still echoes in your guilt. The heart remembers what the mouth tries to deny. I pretend nothing happened, but it haunts everything. We were never nothing. That's the cruelest lie. You wanted distance, but I became a ghost. Love doesn't unhappen. It stays, even when we don't. We touched souls. There's no pretending after that. You can't undo what broke me. I became a stranger to someone who once read my mind. I never knew memories could ache like open wounds. We never happened. But I still feel you. Letting go doesn't mean I'm not bleeding. I act fine. My soul screams your name. You asked for silence. Now live with the echo. Some people leave and take your reflection with them. We made promises the universe still remembers. You deleted me, the universe didn't. If nothing happened, why do I feel everything? Ghosts don't knock, they live in your mirror. I keep your absence where your love once lived. I unlove you every day and fail. We weren't nothing, we were everything, and that's why it hurts. I carry memories like sins I can't confess. Pretending hurts more than remembering. I don't miss you, I miss who I became with you. You taught me silence, I learned to scream inside. You called it a phase, I called it fate. We broke, but our pieces still whisper. How do I pretend I never met my soul's mirror? The universe saw us. It doesn't forget. We kissed like forever. You left like a stranger. My body moved on. My soul didn't. You became a poem I never stop writing. If this was nothing, why do I feel shattered? We faked indifference. Our hearts never did. You're the silence between every heartbeat. I don't want closure. I want the truth. We burned quietly. That's why no one saw the ashes. You were a storm I kept walking into. We pretend, but the energy remembers. Your goodbye never reached my heart. The pain proves it meant something. You were a chapter. I kept rereading the ending. Some feelings don't die, they just get quieter. We locked eyes, not doors. You gave me forever, then counted down the days. If this was nothing, why did it break everything? I loved you in silence. You left in noise. You're gone, but the ache stays loyal. My love didn't end when you left. It changed form. We were magic. Then you chose logic. I wish we were strangers with untouched hearts. The version of me that loved you is still grieving. You forgot me. I remember for both of us. How do you unfeel a soul that touched yours? Your absence feels louder than your presence ever did. I buried us in a grave of smiles. We unraveled silently, thread by thread. You were never mine. You just visited my heart. I pretend I'm fine. My soul knows better. If I mattered, I wouldn't be writing this. We're nothing now, but once you were my everything. Your love was brief. The scars are permanent. The silence between us is screaming louder every day. I didn't lose you. I lost myself loving you. You were a lesson I keep reliving. My heart still whispers your name in its sleep. We loved like fire, and now I breathe smoke. Some wounds don't want to heal. They want to be heard. We didn't end. We paused in pain. You weren't my past. You're still in my blood. I held you like forever. You held me like a secret. We said goodbye, but the universe didn't. I didn't want closure. I wanted us to try again. You turned my love into silence. I still carry your goodbye in my chest. You left. My shadow still waits for you. If this was nothing, why does it echo? I don't regret us. I regret pretending we never happened. You became a memory. I wish I could forget, but won't. Love that real doesn't fade. It hides. You never left my mind, only my life. If nothing happened, why do I feel broken? We never needed words. That's what made it unbearable. You said it meant nothing. My soul disagrees. I wanted forever. You wanted space. I watch you live like I never existed. You're the unfinished sentence I keep reading. We didn't end. You just stopped trying. My silence isn't peace, it's survival. I forget everything except how you made me feel. Some love stories never happen, but they still hurt. You looked at me like forever, left like a stranger. My love still exists. It just has nowhere to go. I mourn us like a death with no body. I made peace with your memory, not your absence. We weren't a mistake. We were a miracle you couldn't handle. You chose pretending, I chose remembering. What we had wasn't nothing. It was the most real thing I ever felt. You pretend we never existed. My soul still burns in your silence. We were unfinished. That's what hurts the most. I replay the silence, not the goodbye. You forgot. I forgave. But I never healed. My chest still echoes your name like a forgotten hymn. You walked away. I stayed in the memories. We ended quietly, but the ache is loud. I keep finding you in places you never were. We never talked again, but we never stopped feeling. Love doesn't vanish. It transforms into longing. You erased us. The universe archived every second. If we never happened, why do I still flinch at your name? I never meant to love you this permanently. Your silence feels louder than any goodbye. I act like I'm over you. Even the stars know I'm lying. Some nights, your absence feels like a presence. I can't unlove what my soul chose. You were a storm I begged to stay. My heart beats differently since you left. I don't miss you. I miss the way you saw me. You forgot us. I remember for both. If nothing happened, why do I still search for your eyes in crowds? You kissed me like a prayer, then walked away like sin. We shared energy that never disappears. You left, but your energy still sleeps beside me. I healed, but not from you, from pretending we're strangers again, with too many memories. You forgot the way my voice shook, saying goodbye. Our silence has more truth than your words ever did. You became a ghost I never invited. The universe watched you promise forever, then break it quietly. If I meant nothing, why do you still check my shadow? I became fluent in pretending, thanks to you. We loved deeply and left quietly. Some goodbyes feel like slow deaths. I don't chase you, I chase closure. You act like nothing happened. I relive everything. We didn't break up, we broke apart. My soul still trembles where you touched it. Your love was a lesson, but I never asked to learn this. You promised forever, but gave me maybe. If we were nothing, why do I still write about us? We were everything unspoken. Now we're everything unsaid. I loved you louder than you listened. You gave up, I gave in. The silence between us is filled with unsaid goodbyes. You left, but I still feel claimed. Some chapters end without punctuation. I unwrapped your lies like gifts. You left without a sound, but the echo never ends. You pretend I'm gone. I pretend I'm okay. I'm not healing from heartbreak. I'm healing from your silence. We called it timing. It was really fear. You weren't a mistake. You were a missed lifetime. Your name tastes like regret in my mouth. I didn't lose you. I lost my favorite version of myself. Some souls meet too early, and it ruins everything. You said forever. I believed you. We fell in love in a moment and spent years pretending we didn't. My body moved on, my soul still waits. The love was real. The ending wasn't. I loved you in dimensions we never named. We ended like we began, unexpected and unforgettable. You weren't ready. I wasn't enough. You weren't my person. You were my turning point. Some heartbreaks feel holy. Yours felt haunted. If this was nothing, why does it feel like grief? We unraveled without warning, like a whispered goodbye. You haunted me more when you were real. We broke without ever breaking up. You feel distant, but I still remember the warmth. We soak in glances. Now we avoid eye contact. I let you go. You never held on. We were something sacred. Then we stopped praying. I whispered, I love you, to your absence. If forgetting you is peace, why does it feel like war? I became fluent in pretending after you. We weren't meant to last, but we were meant. You became a silence I never agreed to. If nothing happened, why am I still writing this? You left, but I still set the table for two. We were never strangers. We just forgot how to see. Your memory still knocks at midnight. We existed between lifetimes. You buried us in a smile. I stopped expecting apologies. Now I write poems. You were temporary. The damage wasn't. We didn't say goodbye. We said nothing. I pretend to forget. But I remember in full color. The way we ended feels like betrayal in disguise. You left footprints on my future. I deleted your number, not your impact. You walked away. I stayed haunted. We weren't lovers. We were soul collisions. You said it was never real. My heart says otherwise. We broke the universe's rhythm. My soul still answers to your silence. You left. The ache didn't. We fell apart in silence louder than any scream. I was your lesson. You were my undoing.